Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Another trip to Tuttle Springs. It's close by my house, and beautiful, so I'm gonna come here again. And wow, it's being a Friday late in the afternoon. There's quite a few people here taking pictures. Anyways, I'll make a quick 360. Maybe you can see some of the people in the field taking pictures. Maybe not. I'm gonna walk past them. I hope they won't interrupt them. But anyways, my first story of the day is going to be a story from Ohio. It's really not a story about me, but it's my coworker's story, and I thought it was funny and worth telling. But it's about good old-fashioned country justice. But anyways, I had a good friend in Honda who we would coworker. We would usually eat lunch together. Um, and he lived down the country. I guess I can say this. I'll just give the town. It was Bellefontaine, Ohio. So it was from Honda. It was the opposite direction um, from Dublin. And on the way to Bellefontaine, you would drive by a bump in the landscape, which they called a ski hill. I was wow. I even think they had maybe had a lift, a short lift up there. But people talk about going skiing to this ski resort in Bellefontaine. It was just like a bump in the horizon. It was amazing. I guess it was a little hill, but anyways, you got to take what you got, I guess. Anyways, so my coworker had a beloved German Shepherd, and he lived on a big piece of property that was somewhat res- close to what we're looking at here. Big old field. I think he at least had an acre, maybe more than an acre, maybe 5 acres. I can't remember. But anyways, he had a beloved German Shepherd named Bill, and I don't know what his regular routine with Bill is, if he just let Bill roam on that property or whatever. But in the country like this, there are neighborhoods where they definitely have some elbow room, but the closest house would, like maybe as far as I could throw a baseball or something like that. That was the nearest home. But anyways, I guess there were children in this neighborhood, and it was on a lane, kind of off a main highway, a lane, and it was lined with houses, but plenty of elbow room. Oh man. Anyways, one day, I don't know the details, and I can't remember all the details, but Bill, the German Shepherd, either attacked. I don't think anyone was seriously injured, but either attacked the neighborhood children or was growling at the neighborhood children one day, and when they were maybe crossing his property or something like that, and enough to scare them. They were scared. And this story got back to my friend, and he was nervous about being sued and having everything he owned and everything he worked for his whole life to be taken from him. Yeah, it's the American way. It's the way to get rich. Sue your way to the top. No, the people that sued McDonald's for their coffee being too hot, scalding hot coffee comes to mind. But anyways, my friend got scared, and he said, "Well, I'm not going to wait until I'm going to take the matter into my own hands, and he decided to put his dog down. Okay, but not in the way you do in the city. Just quick. Two of my married children had a brother and sister, black Shiba, that they had to put down a while back, very soon after each other. One was because of senility and he was incontinent and pooping everywhere. The other dog, because they had a huge growth on their arm, I guess cancerous. And it was taking over her body, and it just could barely move because of this growth. So they put him down the city way, and I can't remember how much it cost, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was $600 a dog to put him down. Oh wow! Now let's rewind to my story in Ohio. That's not the country way. So I guess my friend knew that that's what it cost to do it the traditional city way. He says, no. He says, I can think of a 25-cent solution. His 25-cent solution was his own shotgun. Oh my heavens, can you imagine this? So one day he took his dog out on his property. I don't know if he dug a hole first or what, but he shot him with a shotgun. And he said it was the toughest thing he's ever done. I think he was in tears when he was explaining this, but that's the country solution. Yeah, good old country justice. But anyways, just a short story that I thought might be interesting. Anyways, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.